depending on what school you at, like some of the frats get more clout than the athletes.
What's up, guys? It's Jacob from Pass It Back Podcast. Keep supporting our Instagram and our YouTube at Pass It Back Podcast. We're also on Apple Podcasts now, so check us out. Show us some love. We love the continued support. Just keep it coming. Let us know if you want to hear anything. Give us suggestions. Just keep the love coming, guys.
Y'all's opinion on and some advice or pros and cons or whatnot on fraternities and sorority groups in college. So what's your guys' opinions on that?
I feel like they get a bad rap sometimes. Frats and sororities, like they're just like, oh, all they do is party and drink and do nothing. But I mean, like my sister's sorority, shout out to the 80 pies at Lamar Peckham cards. That like they actually do some stuff. Like they go help out at the Ronald McDonald Foundation and everything, and they actually do some good stuff around there. And so I mean, it's a lot more than what people think it is. I mean, they do their thing, they hang out, and I feel like it's like a good way to get really close to some people throughout college and establish some good relationships and good friendships. Mm-hmm. So I mean, it could be a very good thing, but it just depends on like where you're at, which frat or sorority you're in, and just kind of like your mindset about the whole thing.
Like for me, like yeah, because like I'm not in a frat either, but from what I hear, I've been offered and stuff like that, and what I have some friends that are high up in some fraternities at different schools and stuff. So like for me, like first of all, I won't ever join one because it's expensive.
Yeah, that's my
expensive.
thing.
That thing is expensive. Like guys, we're talking about like 2 or 3. Like depending on what frat it is. If it's a high frat,
it's some bands.
Oh, dude, that's what I'm saying.
Like, couple band, one band.
Because
some of the girls want like 6,000-7,000.
Like man, and then like you gotta balance that with your schoolwork. Cause like from what I hear, some of those frats would be like wanting a lot of your time.
Demanding
your time.
Especially when you first get in.
Out. Yeah.
They'll kick you out real quick. So, but I mean, it's good for connections too.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people
for networking.
Yeah. So, you know, that's always a plus about it, but paying is, that can be the hassle. Con. That's the reason I don't want to do it. I've gotten some bids, too, like, especially freshman year, we would go, like, to their parties and, you know, like, social events and stuff. And, like, with my first roommates when I got to college, and I would receive some bids from, like, Sigma Chi and some other ones. But, like, I was just like, y'all, like, I can't. Like, the time commitment is a lot. Because it's about 6-7 days a week. You guys are meeting up, you're doing stuff, you're doing events, fundraisers and stuff. So, you know, I just don't have that kind of time, 3-4 hours a day. Sometimes it can be a bad thing in my eyes because I feel like they do, like, sometimes they can go a little overboard with doing some things, like how they work some things, but I feel like a lot of the ones around the country are pretty good ones. We only hear about the bad ones, bad stuff that happens, you know. We never, like you said, your sorority stuff, they do a lot of things that help community, all that. We don't hear that stuff. So, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's a lot about the people itself.
Oh, yeah.
Because, like I said, it depends on, like, from frat to frat, sorority to sorority. Like, there's going to be some really good ones, and there's going to be some ones that are kind of questionable. And, like, they can do some very questionable things, like, you know, make their pledges drink pig blood, something like that. Like, that's been a bad thing. And then you'll hear a lot about, like, fraternities, like letting someone die, stuff like that. Like, they can get some really intense, but it really just depends on the people, whether it's good people or not.
Or
so, like, whatever it is, like bid week or whatever, when you're going to, like, all the different places and checking everything out, that's probably the most important week just because you're finding out what kind of people these are. I know some of them can put up fronts, but you really got to go around and meet everybody and get personal and figure out who these people are because you want to get in a good one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Now, from what my friend did, he's pretty high up in a sorority, or not a sorority, a fraternity. And, like, I ain't gonna lie to y'all guys, like, if you're pretty high up in them frats or a sorority, you got a bunch of clout. Bro, like, depending on what school you at, like, some of the frats get more clout than the athletes. And that's like not like that's like no cap. That's like real stuff. But like you said with the pledges and stuff like that, like we hate to say it, but it's not as bad as it was back in the day. But there's still it's still quote unquote hazing.
Oh, yeah.
And see, that's what I'm saying. Like, some of this stuff that I just said is pretty recent. Like, it was definitely a lot worse, but it was also a lot more widespread. Nowadays, the stuff that I was saying, it's like there's only like a few frats that'll do that nowadays. But, I mean, it's still around somewhat. It's just not as widespread.
Yeah, and don't think, you're going to have to do something to get in the frat. Like,
you're going to have to do something.
Don't think you just pay the money and then that's
you
it.
Win.
Nah, you're going to have to do something, even if it means, like, you going out to, like, a charity event or whatever, or making a speech or something like that. Even
wearing
if
a diaper on campus.
That's something, like, I will do. That's something I'll do. But with sometimes other things, like, you got to, like, jump in the lake at 12 degrees. Like, that's some crazy stuff, man.
Yeah, like, I feel like it's more like emasculating you. Like, it's more like, instead of like earning your keep in like the group, it's like humiliating you. That's how I would take it. So like, that's why between the pay and the hazing, like, that's no go for me. That would be like the number one reason why I wouldn't do it. But on the pro side, it's a lot of clout and it's a lot of connections and networking, and that's huge.
And anytime, like, you feel like your health or your future career could be at stake, that's when I would be like, I can't cross that line,
Exactly.
So that's when I'd have to cut it off. But, I would love to be in. There's one fraternity I would be in. But other than that, it's just like, I'm good right now. Like, if I'm in it, cool. But honestly, right now, I'm good. I'm chilling.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
For the most part, they got a lot of good stuff going for them.
So, yeah, I agree with that.